Morning guys, hopefully you are all doing well. I have been up since about 4:45 this morning and I'm now on the M1 heading down towards Bexley-Heath to drop off a customer's car, and then I'm hopefully going to be coming back with a £500 car which is going to get me to Italy. So it's about an hour and a half until I get to Bexley-Heath to drop this car off. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the planning we're doing for Italy. So if all goes well today, I'm going to bring the car back with me, do whatever maintenance is needed, no repairs, just maintenance like oil change, fuel filter. If it needs a cam belt, I will put a cam belt on it, because it's just, there's no point starting the journey 10 minutes down the road the cam belt goes. So that will be a couple of things we do. We're not going to MOT it, we're just going to go straight in it. I wouldn't mind just making sure the aircon is gassed and fitting a Bluetooth stereo so we can have hands-free calls and stuff like that. So I'm sure I've got something compatible lying around the unit. So that'll be pretty much all I'll be doing it. We are going to be booking a ferry to get us to France tonight, hopefully. But I'm going to get the car back to the unit, check that over first, make sure that's all okay and it's not a death trap. And then once the ferry's booked, we need to find a couple of hotels. We're hoping that we're going to make it in the first day 750 miles to Lyon, and stop in Lyon overnight and have a few beverages and meet a friend that Ed knows, and then start early in the morning and get ourselves over to probably Milan or something like that, and then hang around there for the day. And then if we have enough time, which I'm sure we will, we want to go to Monaco and drive around that little bit of iconic track. So that will be one of the highlights of the trip. So we have discussed charities. I think it's best if you do two charities, one each. So we're still deciding on which ones it's going to be, but I will let you guys know. I am trying to find a couple of sponsors, so if anybody out there with a business wants to sponsor the trip, then that is something we can do as well. So join me in probably 2-3 hours when I get to Croydon to pick up this, look at this 147. So see you in a minute. Right, I've got less than half a mile to go now till I arrive at the car. I've now been driving for nearly 6 hours. I'm tired, I've had enough, I need the toilet, I'm thirsty, I've not eaten. I don't want to stop and look at the car now. I just want to go home. So yeah, I am going to be there in a minute. Let's try and waste some time until we get there. The car has behaved absolutely brilliantly. It has been quite a challenge driving literally from Bexley-Heath to Croydon through the road network around here, because it's literally a nightmare with the trailer on the back, but I've managed to do it without hitting anything or anyone. Right, okay, now I've got to look for the car now. I've got to look for a house number first. 63, so it should be on the left here somewhere. '50 to 52, I think I've passed it. That's really annoying. The numbers go the wrong way around on this street. Yay! And do you know what? Is it a one-way street? No, it's not. So I'm now going to reverse in this road with the trailer. Great fun. Safely done. Right, 32, we've got to go all the way down to number something in the higher numbers. And of course it's going to be a busy street, so I can't actually park anywhere to load or unload. There he is. I couldn't believe I missed it. I'm gonna have to stay here. Right, right, let's go and find this car. Oh, it's nice to stretch my legs. Totally forgot what wheels it had got on it. Oh, that bodywork is rough. So yeah, it's a 147 Q2 Sport with all the fancy bells and whistles on it. Seems alright for the 500 quid. Right, let's go and knock on the door. Done 107,000 miles. The driver's seat looks pretty good. Pop the bonnet now. That looks nice and tidy. That looks very well maintained indeed. Wheels nice and clean. It's got a good oil level. The oil's a bit dirty, but it's not terrible. And the oil level's a little bit low as well. Let's see how she starts up now. Sounds alright. There's a little bit of a slow, cold starter, but sounds fine now it's going. Looks alright underneath. Not a massive oil on the floor or anything. So far, so good. Mileage is flashing, but we know how to sort that out. Windows work. Oh, that one doesn't. Oops. Oops, I broke the window. He did say something about it comes out of its runners, so I'll have to sort that out at some point. So yeah, looks like I'm buying it now. I broke it. We've got a little bit of fuel in there. Locking wheel nut key. Big wad of service history, so I'll check that out later. And you know what? It stops, it starts, it drives. It's good enough for me. So let's get it on the trailer and get it gone. Was a long ass drive back. That was what, 10 hours of sitting on my backside. And as comfortable as the car is, it's not fun. Oh, that's better. I decided just to blast it all the way back rather than stopping at the services loads. So I've actually got back before the end of the day, which is quite good. So let me get this off the trailer and we can get it in the unit and have a much better look at it than earlier. Right, we'll just give it the quickest of look overs because I've had enough today. I just want to go home and have some tea and relax. Right, so under the first arch here, there is no rust whatsoever. Is there any play in the upper wishbone? Not on this side. Because the guy who bought it off did mention there was a bit of a noise from the suspension. But we're all good there. Springs all okay. A little bit of rust at the back there, but that's nothing to worry about. All the springs there. The tyre's all good at the back. Tyre on this side is okay. Again, springs all in one piece. No brakes there. Rear brakes look okay. About half the life left in those pads. Quick look along the bottom of the sills. No rust. Final tyre is all good. Again, springs in good condition. I just grabbed my finger. Wishbone, no immediate play in that. I can feel anyway here. Brakes, pads are nearly new. Brake discs don't look too bad. There's a good bit of surface rust. A little bit of rust on the front of the wing here, but we're talking it's a £500 car now. It's still got a bit of an under tray left on it. Let's get it up the rest of the way and see what we can find underneath. The important bit, a little bit of oil down the back of the engine. That's going to be from a breather pipe, I bet you. But again, it's not a massive oil leak I'll be worried about. Radiator looks okay. Oil cooler looks okay. There's no leakage going on there. It's got an airbox in there. I can't see the colour of the filter from here, so I'd have to take that off and have a look. Back of the brake discs are fine. Lower wishbone could be a little bit of a problem. Floor pan, whoa! I felt lucky with that. Oh, terrible! There's a bit of rust there. Look, on the whole floor pan, there's one tiny bit of rust, bit of damage here, but that's really common. Exhaust, rear flex is in good shape. Cat's still there. It's got two handbrake cables. The bushes on the rear suspension look okay. Rear subframe isn't too rusty. Boot floor hasn't been staved in from a crash. Anti-roll bar is still there. No play in that. So I think overall we've had a lovely bit of a bargain here for what we want it for. All we want to do is for it to drive at least 2,000 miles to Italy and back. And I think we've got the car that's going to do that. So you see, when I was there, barely even looked at it. It started, it sounded good. I drove it up and down the street off camera. Turbo was fine, no whistles from the turbo. And that was about all I wanted to know. I never even checked to see if it did. That's one thing I should have done, actually, is to see if it could select all 6 gears. So, but yeah, the clutch felt fine as well. So I don't have any doubts as to that. The gearbox isn't okay as well. So let's just have a look at that window and see if we can see what's happened in there. And when I first started it on the last owner's driveway, I didn't let the glow plug cycle through. So that's probably why it took sort of 2-3 turns before it actually got going. So now it's in the unit, we'll let those cycle through and see how much better it starts. Much better. It does need some oil putting in it though. That does sound really, really good. For a cold engine, there's not, yeah. I'm actually really surprised. Yeah, the bodywork's pants, but what I wanted is a car which is mechanically sound, and I think this is. I'm going to have a look through the service history now and see if there is any cam belt history, but I doubt it. So we may just put a cam belt on it, put some oil in it, an air filter, fuel filter, and away we go. I think I'm going to have to take the door card off. So if you see that bit of the window regulator there, it's at the top, and it looks as though it's stuck on the glass now from where it's fell out. So I'd say that that is an aftermarket window regulator and it's not been fitted too well. So hopefully with that, I've just got to reseat the glass and put it all back together right, and fingers crossed that'll be okay. Worst case is we need to buy a used window regulator. Just stuck the aircon on low and as full as possible so we can see if that gets cold. It's cool. I wouldn't say it was ice cold. It's now what, 25 degrees in the unit. It's definitely blowing cooler than the ambient air temperature. So it may just want a regas just to top it up a bit, and that should be good to go. So what bits and bobs have we got? We've got a V5, which I shall fill in at some point. I won't show you that because it'll have names and addresses on. We've got a receipt. We've got a receipt for a coil spring and a gas shocker at the back. MOT and a receipt. We've got another MOT and a receipt. It's just some MOT info. And that's just the EGR, exhaust emissions, another MOT, another V5, an envelope, a hub, no dates on that, front brake discs and pads, 2016, so that's no good really. Brake discs, don't know what date. £400 for a clutch kit in 2011. Service history. Come on, you never get to it when I want it. Service history to 16,000 miles. So it's definitely been looked after. But no service history, so fine by me. Right, how's the aircon doing? Yeah, definitely still get that regassed. It's definitely not warmed up, cooled down enough. Final part, let's have a look in the boot and see if we've got, oh, there's nothing in the boot. We've got a spare tyre, but that's going to come out and I will chuck in a full-size spare because I've got about 30 of them lying around the unit in various styles, but with good tyres on, so I'll chuck one of those on.
3 days later.
Right, it's the end of the day for me, but I have had an hour free just to do a little bit of work on the 147. So what I've done, off the Tinternet, I ordered a new clip for the window, so that should be all in and working now. Fingers crossed it goes back up okay. There we go, we haven't made a mistake and broken the glass this time. And what had happened in the video is because the glass had come out, this had gone all the way to the top and slid off the top of its runners, but I did put it back on, got it all back together, and then found out that the end on that had broken, so I couldn't get the clip back on it. If you can get it to focus, there you go. So that can go in the bin now. I've had to put a clip in the side of the glass there, and that's what was causing it to come out of its runner. The budget's getting really expensive on this car. It was like £4 on the clips and £32 on the window regulator. I don't think that was too expensive, and it's all fixed and working now. But what I did do, I reached out to one of my regular sponsors of the channel to see if we can get ourselves a little upgraded stereo to go in the car, and they've agreed to sponsor the road trip. They're also going to give me another stereo to give away, so one similar to this one. So I've now got a stereo to fit inside it. Right, let's get it at the box. It's the lovely Atoto S8. It's the nice compact one, double DIN one. I'm sure you could probably make some different adapters and fit it into a single DIN as long as you don't mind it protruding from your dashboard. But I have reviewed similar to ones before, and they are extremely good units. I've got the double DIN adapter plates. Here's the stereo all installed, and if you want to be in with the chance of winning one of these amazing stereos, head over to Atoto's Facebook page. Give the page a like, follow it, share it, give it a comment, and they will pick a winner at random, and either myself or Atoto will be in contact with you to get your details, and we should get one delivered out to you. As they have kindly donated that for free to me to put in the stereo, I'm going to get some stickers put on the car. I've also got another sponsor, but I'm not mentioning that sponsor yet. It's a biggie, it's a good one, so you'll like it because you will get some discounts on it as well. So I'll hopefully mention that next in the video, and I'll film that on a separate day. What I've had to do is order a doubled-in stereo adapter for the 147, so I've ordered one of those. It was about 35 quid, but at least that can be taken out after the journey, and it can be sold or auctioned off or whatever. So jump cut to probably the next day, and we will get that stereo fitted. We are going to need to service it, do the cam belt. So again, we're a few days later. I forgot how much I've recorded and where I've recorded to, so it might be a bit disconjointed, but at the minute we have just done the cam belt and the full service. But unfortunately I was a little bit too rough pulling this pipe off here, and I pulled it a little bit too hard and snapped the end of the coolant bottle off, so I've had to order another one of those. That should be here Monday, and only about 20 quid, so not too bad. It does happen from time to time, unfortunately. Normally I'm really careful, but I must have been half asleep when I was doing it and it broke. So the car has been serviced. It's had a cam belt, water pump. I've got to put coolant in it, but there's no point until I change the coolant bottle. Fuel filter, everything. I've got a pollen filter left to put in, but I'll do that after. So yeah, we're all pretty much ready to go. The car is tickety-boo and all behaving itself, so we just need to get some fuel in it. Two bits left to do in this video now before we're off in the next episode to Italy. The first one is who the charity is we're going to be donating to. I'm going to be donating to St Giles's Hospice, who I have found a very helpful and worthy charity for lots of end-of-life care that I've seen through some relatives, through the family. So it's a worthy cause for you to donate to St Giles Hospice. If you would like to donate, I'll put a link in the description below, and I'll put it on the screen now. And all the proceeds are just going direct via Just Giving to St Giles's. So hopefully you will all donate to that. And the next one is, you will like this one. I've managed to secure another sponsor for the channel, which is Alfashop, UK's leading supplier for Alfa Romeo and Fiat parts. What they've done for me is they've donated the cam belt parts and the service parts, which I'm very grateful for. But what they've also given me is a 10% discount code for you guys to use. And if you spend over £50, you will get free delivery as well. The discount code is YouTube1, all in capital letters. I'll pop it at the bottom here and in the description below. So if you go along to those and use the code, you'll get 10% off all your parts. They are a really good company, and all the parts are normally delivered next day. I've been using them for years and never had any problems with them whatsoever. So do use them for your parts. They are the main go-to people. Also spent a little bit of time this morning sticking some stickers on very quickly. They're not the best, to be honest, but they're on. They're showing myself, they're showing my YouTube channel, they're showing the two sponsors. So don't forget to pop over to their pages. So this is the route we're looking at taking, all the way over to Calais from the West Midlands, and then we're going to drive all the way over to Reims, and then all through Metz. We're almost going to be touching Strasbourg. In fact, we will be driving through Strasbourg, all the way down through Mulhouse, over to Lucerne. This is where we plan on stopping if need be for a night in Lucerne. If we're not too tired, we are going to crack on and get all the way down to Lake Como, where we're going to be stopping for 3 days. It's a total of 950 miles and 20 hours of driving. So that's it now. We're all ready to go. Car is serviced, car has a new cam belt, water pump, the aircons are in re-gassed. We've got a decent stereo fitted to it, and the final touch is all the stickers on it. So we can now get off. The ferry is booked, the hotel is booked, so we just got to wait until Tuesday afternoon and we shall be on our way. So look out for some YouTube shorts, TikTok shorts, just showing our journey until we get back, and then I can edit all the video together and give you another big long wallop of Italian fun. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video.